Hello, beautiful women. Can we hear me okay? Good. Welcome. Now, there was quite a few of you signed up, so I'm going to give it another minute or so just in case we have some latecomers. If you're new to Zoom and you haven't used it before, there's a chat box that I'm going to utilize today. So just for us to all drop in together, can you open the chat box and tell me one word of how you're feeling right now, right here, today, in this moment? Take a moment to breathe into it for a second. If you are coming straight from your head, I want you to tune in and answer from a place of truth. Such happiness when I see Mandy's beanie head. You look like you've got some cacao. Are you holding it down? Because I do not. I already had mine this morning. So if anybody else has some cacao with them, please infuse me into it while you drink. I've already got it in my veins, but you know, can never have too much cacao. So in the chat box, as you're welcome to the group, just give me one word of how it is that you're feeling right now, right here. What is here for you? What's current and present? Whether it's an emotion, a feeling, a thought. Awesome. Thank you. Wow, we're all feeling pretty today. The energy feels very much in the feet. So that's really cool. Full moon can be a time of intensified emotions and energies. And a lot of us, you know, you've heard that term lunatics, where like our sleep can be disrupted or we can feel a little wired. So that's really great that the energy today is quite grounded and solid. So before we jump into anything, I invite you to close down your eyes now and get comfy. And just for a few minutes, we're going to bring our attention to our breath, to our body, to the present. And I haven't done this before, but I would really love to play music. I'm not wearing headphones today, so I want to just play like 10 seconds of it. And then you can give me like a facial expression of if it sounds good or not, because obviously I have no idea how it's going to translate through the speaker. But music for me in my real life facilitation is such a potent part of the journey. So I feel really cool to use music today and give that a crack. Are we up for that experiment? Cool. So I'm going to quickly press play and let's see how this rolls. It will probably fade in and out with my voice when it drops in and drops out, because Zoom tends to pick up on what is loudest. So we'll just spend the first 2 minutes breathing. And if it feels too annoying or irritating or disruptive, please just let me know. Type it in the chat box. It's all good. Like I said, I haven't done this before, so I don't know how it'll go. But just bringing awareness now to the space that your body is taking up in this room. Perhaps resting your hands in your lap, or if you've got a cup of cacao or a mug of tea or something, just bringing it up to the chest, or even left palm over heart center, right palm over the sacral, the belly. Just making contact with you here now. And what if there were nothing else that needed to be done first before experiencing a level of peace you haven't let yourself experience today? What if in your exhalation, you could simply surrender any expectation? dropping down from head to heart. And it seems as though this particular time has been one filled with collective fear. And right before this call, as I was smudging the room and preparing this space, as much as I wanted to lead it into a direction of love and light and good stuff, and a reminder that the alchemy process can be pleasurable, I can't help but notice the niggle in my body that wants to turn toward the fear. And perhaps because we're all feeling grounded and content and maybe a little tired, this is the perfect time to open up a door to that lingering fear or anxiousness that might just rest in the background of our daily existence. It might just always be there. Perhaps not strongly having us in a chokehold, but more of this like hanging around like a bad smell feeling, where our default is one of stress, is one of thinking ahead or fantasizing about the past, where it wants to pull us from our current reality and take us somewhere else. And so I want you to notice now where parts of your body might be holding on and clinging on for dear life. And simply by bringing awareness there, without needing to change or force change, but softly encouraging your breath to those tight spaces. And noticing with every inhalation, as you breathe into the chest cavity, the heart opens a little bit more. As we invoke now the essence of Cacao, the spirit of Cacao, her personality of savageness and safety and beauty, her qualities of warmth and okayness, allowing us to open into empathy for ourselves and for others. Let's just invite this quality in now, and maybe bringing a visualization to the spirit of Cacao entering your space or entering your system if you're drinking it. And so just seeing now whatever that energy is for you in a golden light. Perhaps there's a shape to it or a texture. Perhaps it's below you or above you or in front of you. No right or wrong. But opening yourself now to accept the intelligence of this beautiful plant medicine that knows wisdom far beyond our mind can comprehend. And welcoming her in, drinking her in, to quench your cells with softness and trust. And just noticing where your body begins to open, where your body might still be closed down. And asking this golden light, this essence of Cacao that we are calling in to support us to drop from head to heart. Simple as that. to help us unwind our nervous system so that we can hear the truth that the noise of the mind protects us from. Perhaps noticing your heart rate rise, your body temperature change, your jaw relax, your belly soften. Perhaps you notice your grip of your fingers relax and your bones start to settle, knowing their place. And so if we were to open that door to fear now, without becoming enmeshed with it or totally submerged in it, but we were just curiously inviting it in to be acknowledged so that with the support of Cacao, we can transmute that fear into freedom. Notice any resistance to wanting to go there. Perhaps there's a myth or a lie you've been telling yourself that you can't feel fear because it means you'll have to give up feeling good. Or you can't feel fear because there's too much to be grateful for. Or perhaps you can't let yourself feel fear because it's simply too scary to go there. Perhaps opening that door actually feels like unlocking a floodgate. But I invite you now with your breath and this space to create a sense of safety for you to feel. And even if that feeling is a subtle numbness, perhaps there is a lid or another lock. Without putting pressure on yourself for an outcome, all I want you to do is keep harnessing your attention back to the here and now, back to hand on heart, breath in body. And if any feelings of fear or anxiousness or stress start to creep in, now that you've allowed them to come, inhale a little deeper. And with your breath, simply, effortlessly, exhale to release. And what if that's all there was to it? Could you let it be that easy? Following the cycle of your breath, moving that energy, starting to feel that electricity inside of you, awake, alive. Turning online from being numbed or dead. Just working with this sensation in the body without labeling or judging, without editing the sensation, making it wrong, trying to force or control or steer it in the direction that your mind wants it to go. Can you use this sense of safety and the strength and softness from Cacao to surrender your arms and take the passenger seat, trusting that your body knows what it needs to do? And as you breathe, you remind your nervous system that it is safe to be all here, to exist as an awake, alive, feeling, sensitive being. Using that golden light, the visualization of the essence of cacao above you, behind you, around you, to wrap itself around those sensations without containing them, but supporting them to be alchemized. Almost as if you're giving it back or letting it be set free from your cells. That there is no necessary need for you to hold on to this anxiety or this fear. That what the world really needs from you and is demanding from you is to know your innate power as the alchemist who can transmute feeling into healing. Who isn't afraid of the fear, but can turn toward and move with it, dance with it, breathe with it. Staying with the feeling in your belly or your chest or your throat. Creating space, remembering that you are on mute, no one can hear you. So if you need to use audible sound or a deep sigh to release, do that. And in these exhalations, you're not looking to get rid of something bad that needs to go. The intention is not to be free from pressure so that then you can feel good. The reason why we are moving and sitting and being with feeling is to know that life doesn't get hit on pause. That it is always moving and breathing and dancing through us. And so how can we learn to exist in this world day to day, wide awake, feeling sensitive, and harness those things as a superpower rather than something negative that we keep behind closed doors, that we need too much time to bounce back from, or that we get overwhelmed from or by. I want you to create a relationship with cacao, whether that is in your physical hands or body or not, whether you are drinking this plant medicine or not. Can you cultivate and strengthen the relationship with her now via the visual of that golden light to support you in being all of you, all of the time? The light of this full moon is asking that anything we have been lying to ourselves about or keeping in the shadows is now brought to the surface, to our awareness, not so we see it and then suppress it or pretend we didn't know it or hear it, but to put one foot in front of the other and step toward that brave truth. Remembering that the only arriving ever happens now, not there or here or some other time. And so in these final few rounds of breath, however it is that you're feeling in your body right now, can you just let that be without getting caught up in your head or in story about what it means, about how much work there is to do, how much more healing there is to be done? Can you let your feeling and healing coexist in the same space? then what I'd like you to do, keeping your eyes closed, is bringing both hands to the belly and almost wiping the belly upwards towards the heart, as if you're flicking energy away or off from this power center. As if you are stirring up dust in water to come to the surface. And with all of that focused intention on what you are bringing up to the surface, then with your breath, moving it, transmuting it. When you feel like you have stayed here long enough, by bringing whatever is resting in the sacral or the solar plexus up to the surface, I want you to bring your palms together and then start to rub them to create some friction. And so that all that energy now from the power center has been lifted up, down through the hands, electricity pulsating, life force vibrating, as you're inviting it to come to the fingertips, to be released, and then flicking the hands, almost as if you're like Taylor Swift shaking it off right now. Perhaps just flicking the fingers, or maybe shaking through the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders, maybe even wiping down the arms off the fingertips, as if you're just letting go of a layer, as if there was something deep in you that needed to be acknowledged and felt. And you're simply allowing it to be there, allowing it to be brought to the surface, illuminated, and then transmuted. Whenever you're ready, just resting one hand over the other on the heart center, eyes closed, softening, falling into the golden light, the support of Cacao. And can I give you permission now to know that you don't always need to understand the story? You don't always need to analyze or unpack or understand. You don't always need to write about it, talk about it, reframe it. Energy just wants to move. Emotion just wants to be felt. And so, once again, can you let it be that easy to be liberated? Big breath in through the nose now. Fill the belly, expand through the chest. And exhale, sigh to release. Twice more, remembering no one can hear you. Take up space, be loud, be audible. Do what you need to do. Breathe in through the nose, fill the belly, really expand. Let your heart open wider than it has all day, all week, all month. And release, let it go, exhale. Alchemize whatever has been stuck, stagnant, hiding. Just simply let it be acknowledged, let it be felt. One more time. Breathing in all that life force that's available to you, just waiting for you to let it in. Let your cells drink it in. And let it go. Give back what is no longer yours to carry. It's not yours to carry. Bowing the head to the chin, just giving your acknowledgement to your sweet body. No matter how you feel about it from your ego perspective, no matter what is a little too big or small or imperfect, what you'd like to fix or change. If you step aside from that, can you just give gratitude to your cosmic meat suit for housing the truth of who you really are in this lifetime? Can you give thanks to your nervous system, your immune system, every single organ that works for you without even being asked on a conscious level? And I don't want you to think gratitude. I want you to cultivate it from the inside out here. Really let yourself evoke a feeling of thankfulness for how much your body is working to keep you safe, to keep you well, to keep you working. How much your body loves you. And how often you dismiss its instruction or its intuition. And so to close this call, talking to your 3D physical body, from the highest version of yourself, we will repeat, and if you can and you're able to, please do this out loud. The traditional Ho'oponopono mantra, which is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And so just repeating these 4 offerings to your body so that we can marry that highest version, the spirit self, soul self, heart self, true, authentic, integrity, intuitive self, whatever you like to label that, with what is physical, what is here, what is grounded. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. Hearing the truth of those words as your body responds. As you notice it, let go, relax a little more. As you have let yourself let love in. Bringing the palms together up to the lips. And then opening your eyes whenever you feel ready. You can keep them closed if you wish, for as long as you want. Maybe a big soft smile coming back. Thank you. I'd love everybody to just place one word now in the chat box and tell me how you are. I have read so many different things about this particular phase of or season that we're in, you know, about the moon or astrology or coronavirus or like whatever. And what I keep coming home to is that there is a lot of people in my life that are going through initiation right now. And while I don't know each of you individually as deep as I know those people that are my close friends, I wanted to speak to that just in case you're also in an initiation of some form. Because when we're in an initiation, it feels like there is nothing below us to hold us. It feels like we're in the dark and blind and unable to see. So this is a remembrance for anyone that also might be feeling like they're walking through the fire or the wild unknown, that you are not alone, that I'm walking with you and you've got sisters and brothers walking with you too through this really weird time. Yeah, I think that's all I want to say to that. Have an amazing rest of your full moon phase. I am uh, starting my next round of becoming next week. So if you have felt drawn to going a little deeper in this initiation process, in having support in the unraveling, in the reminder that there is no arrival in this personal development, self-help, spiritual growth space, there is always just a becoming, then please message me, go to my website, you can book a quick chat and we can have a call about it. I'd be so honored to work with you. And until then, I'll see you next month for our next virtual cacao ceremony, wherever I am, wherever the road takes me. And I love you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your support. Bring a friend next time if they need this space as well. And just keep feeling. I adore you all. So good to see your faces. Before I close the actual call, it is 1:30. So if anybody needs to go, you can simply duck out. That's absolutely fine. But I just wanted to open up for just a minute or two to ask if there's any questions about cacao, because I know I didn't really speak about the actual ingredient. So if anybody has any questions, you can type it into the chat box, or you can unmute yourself, put your hand up, and we can quickly speak to those things. And if not, that's totally okay as well. I'll just give it 20 seconds. Well, how did the music sound? If we're going to give some feedback then to me, did that sound okay coming through your speaker? Okay, awesome. All right, good one. Brand of cacao. I have an affiliate relationship with a beautiful company called Sacred Taste that are based in Melbourne. They source all of their cacao from wild farms in Guatemala. They have a ceremonial grade cacao coming out really soon as well. They've been keeping me hanging for it because they've had some issues with their packaging and shipping and stuff. They're like biodegradable packaging, all organic, really awesome. I have a discount code SpiritedSeeker10 to get 10% off any order. I think their website is simply www.sacredtaste.com.au. But otherwise, if you DM me on Instagram, I can give you my referral link as well, which will take you straight there. So yeah, so delicious. They also have blends with other ingredients in them. The earth and the fire blends are my favorite. All right, lovers, have an awesome rest of your day. Thank you for joining in, tuning in, and I can't wait to see you next time. Big love.